Thank you for tuning in to Cherry Swoope videos. On today's video, I'm going to do a Where They Now on the legendary singer Roberta Flack. I believe Roberta Flack is one of the most underrated singers of all time. She was a genius writer and she was an amazing singer. What she's known for is her duets. She did duets with Michael Jackson. She did duets with Donny Hathaway. She did duets with People Bryson. She did duets with Luther Vandross. She did duets with some of the best singers of the 1970s and 80s. And she won 10 Grammys over that time span. But even though she's won 10 Grammys, she's not remembered like a lot of the legendary female singers like Aretha Franklin or Whitney Houston. She should be on their level. She should get the same amount of attention that they get, but she doesn't. This is why she's very underrated. One of the things that separates Roberta Flack from other female singers is that she writes her own music. It was very rare in the 1970s for a female artist to write her own music. Joni Mitchell and Roberta Flack were two of the only female singers of the 1970s that wrote their own music. So that's what separates Roberta Flack from everybody else. And Roberta Flack was born and raised in North Carolina on February 10th, 1937. And she started singing during the 1960s. She didn't have a lot of success at the beginning of her career, but she recorded a song for the movie soundtrack to Play Misty for Me, which came out in 1971. The song that she recorded for the movie was The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face. And the song is played throughout the movie. And the movie was a huge hit. It's about a woman who stalks a man after he has a one-night stand with her. And she tries to kill his girlfriend. And it's a really good thriller movie. It's one of my favorite movies by Clint Eastwood. And the movie was a huge hit. The success of the movie drove the success of the song. And The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face went to #1 on the charts in 1971, and it sold over 10 million copies worldwide. This was Roberta Flack's first time in her career getting mainstream success. In 1972, the song got Record of the Year at the Grammys. And in 1973, she also got Record of the Year for Killing Me Softly. And she became the first female artist in history to get Record of the Year in back-to-back years at the Grammy Awards. In 1974, she recorded a song with Michael Jackson. And at the time, Michael Jackson was only 15 years old. And at the time, Roberta Flack was in her 30s. And they performed this song together on a Christmas special in 1974. The song is called When We Grow Up.
Strong. Will I wear dresses that show off my knees? Will I wear trousers twice as long? Well, I don't care if I'm pretty at all, and I don't care if I never get tall. I like what you look like, and you're nice small. We don't have to change at all.
From 1975 to 1979, Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway recorded 2 platinum-selling albums. They had several hit songs on these 2 albums. Their biggest hit song was The Closer I Get to You, which sold 3 million copies and went to #1 on the charts. But unfortunately, Donny Hathaway suffered from schizophrenia. And his medical problems, his illness got worse and worse and worse. And in 1979, he committed suicide. Roberta was heartbroken by his death, and he was such a young man when he died. But she went back to recording music, and she recorded the album to the soundtrack, The Bustin' Loose, which starred Richard Pryor. And this was my favorite album by Roberta Flack. This song has so many good songs on it. My favorite song on this album is Just When I Needed You. This is a song that she recorded with Luther Vandross. If you listen to the song, Luther Vandross sings the background vocals in the song.
Just when I needed you, you had your arms around my life. You understood, said you could. I never dreamed you would be there when I needed you. You were the only land inside. You seem to be all I need. Somebody said me, you and I. Somebody somewhere heard me cry. Somebody gave me you when I needed you. Oh, oh, yeah. Just when I needed you, a premonition in my mind. It came to me in a dream. I wondered what could it be? And just when I needed you, you made me see that I'd been blind. So naturally, I believe somebody sent me, you and I. Somebody somewhere heard me cry. Somebody gave me you when I needed you. Somebody sent me you.
In 1982, she recorded the hit song Celebrate with People Bryson. This song went to #1 on the charts. It became an anthem for weddings. This song was played at all the weddings during the 1980s, and it was a huge hit. And she recorded numerous songs with People Bryson. And she had a lot of success throughout the 1980s. But eventually, she retired from music during the 1990s. She started having health problems, and she retired from music towards the late 1990s. Today, Roberta Flack is 84 years old, and I think she looks lovely for an 84-year-old woman. She no longer records music, but she does perform in concerts from time to time. And I'm just glad to see that she's still alive and well. I think she's one of the most underappreciated music artists in history. A lot of people have different opinions about this topic. Leave a comment, rate and subscribe.